Hello, welcome back to Beat the Lockdown. Today I'm joined by Pete and Tom, and we'll be discussing the debut singles playlists from last week. So we've got one from the 80s and one from the noughties. If you're looking for those playlists, they're in the links down below in the comments box, above the comments box. And without further ado, we'll go straight into the 80s debut singles part 2. So this is the second part. Beyond last week's first part, and we will start with Pete with this one. What were your 3 picks for this one?
So I found this not that easy. All these songs are kind of a bit not middle of the road in terms of quality, but in terms of my taste at least. I don't really have any strong opinions about them, but Beastie Boys is my first one. I'm a reasonable fan of the Beastie Boys. This isn't one of my favourites. I know it's their debut, obviously. So they kind of vastly improved on this, but it's still got, you can't help but kind of sing along when this comes on.
Yeah, but they famously don't like it themselves, don't they? They're not.
There's a lot of people that kind of maybe a little bit embarrassed or whatever by their early output. I don't know if they were embarrassed by it, but they've certainly grew up quite a bit from it. But it's still got a kind of a very much a teenage. If you were to compile a list of songs about being a teenager, I think this would be probably near the top of that list.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one. I also went for Belinda Carlisle. I think that's just a cracking pop song.
Yeah, it is.
And the other one. So yeah, I knew this song, but I never really knew what it was called or who it was by. And as I said, I found this quite difficult to pick. But after going through this playlist a couple of times, I was like, do you know what? That's going to have to be my number 3 because I do quite like it. And that is Wonderful Life by Black.
Right, okay.
A bit of a wiki search after that. And searching for Black it's not the easiest thing to do on Google. So I had to do a few other keywords. But so I picked that one. I think it was on an advert or something a long time ago. So it kind of gave me this sense of...
It's one of those things, isn't it? It's because it is quite a what would be a word to use? It doesn't make it sound derogatory. I don't know, maybe like a melancholy type song. I don't want to call it dreary because it's better than that.
No, it's not. It's got a really good. It's a really good. It's got a really good melody. But it's not.
That's
a
fantastic song. It's a really, really good track. It's not the cheeriest in the world, but but it's very good at not being cheery. I
read a bit on Wiki. Apparently, it's an ironic title. Like the song's about not having a wonderful life.
Yeah, and it's a very powerful song, and quite a powerful video as well. Anyway, before I digress, Tom, your picks.
Mine were the same as Pete's first 2, and I think again similar. I struggled with this one more so because there wasn't a great deal in there that I liked or were to my taste as such. So I went with Beastie Boys purely because kind of it's a fun song. It's easy to listen to. Like Pete said, you can sing along to it, no problem. Anytime it comes on, no one's going to say, "Oh, mate, turn this off. This is rubbish."
Yeah.
And then I went with Belinda Carlisle as well, mainly because I think when it came on as I had the playlist going, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm all right with this. I didn't really feel like Heaven is a Place on Earth was quite the right title to be using at the moment, but it still works. And then I went for...
I think, Tom, I was going to say, if anything, if Earth was ever going to be a heaven, it'd probably be right now, because everything's all clean and...
true.
Should be.
Fair play. It's one way of looking at it. Number 3, Tom.
I went for Take My Breath Away because I did consider Hot in the City and A Wonderful Life, but because they were kind of at the end of the playlist, and I'd been quite bouncy for the first little bit.
Yeah.
And to get to, I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump off a cliff. Sorry.
It's weird, isn't it? Like the how you make up a playlist can dramatically change your mind as to how it. And I didn't do that on purpose because, again, you know, these ones are being done in alphabetical order. But yeah, putting those at the end probably wasn't the greatest idea.
No, I don't think it would have been better if they'd have been at the start, though. I think I'd have probably felt.
No, you'd have probably gone, oh, do you know what? I might just not listen to the rest of the playlist. I can't handle this anymore. Yeah, I'm kind of glad you guys have picked the ones you've picked, because it means we'll definitely be moving a couple on that I didn't pick that I was very close to picking. I have gone for at least two that are very different to ones you guys have gone for. In no particular order. Mine are Song for Whoever by Beautiful South. They're a bit of a Marmite band, Beautiful South. But I happen to like Marmite. I've got a soft spot for Beautiful South. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I really don't like the Beautiful South. However, I'd never heard this song before, not to my knowledge anyway. And I did like lyrically. I thought it was pretty clever. Like I was like, oh, this is actually kind of funny. Actually,
I can't claim to be an expert on it, but from what I remember from a conversation I've had with someone before about it, it's supposed to be kind of like an almost a piss take of love songs.
Yeah.
So
it's so generic. They've called it Song for Whoever.
Yeah, it's like the opening segment of the video. He's playing the piano, and
he's that typewriter.
Yeah, and and then he hands over the first lines to the singer, and it's. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's very clever.
I enjoyed that one actually, despite not thinking I would, because I generally don't really like them. But I think maybe the earlier stuff was much better.
But yeah, and I think it's a good song. Not only because of its background and how it came about and the clever lyrics. I just think it's a good pop song. My second choice was Wonderful Life. Song I've loved ever since I was a kid. It's just one of those songs that manages to not be a cheery song, but it's still a fantastic song, and it's still sort of it's a song that every single time I play it doesn't cease to stir feelings of some kind. And for me, that's what music's always been about. Like some music is just there for you to bop your head along and tap your foot to, but some music is built to remind you of certain memories and things like that, and that is a song that every single time I play it, I go to another place. I think you can only applaud when something's created that kind of evokes those kind of memories and what have you. My third choice was Eco Eco by the Belle Stars.
I saw Pete's faces.
And I myself was not a million miles off having that same reaction as well. I specifically left this week's playlists to make the choices to very late last night, because I'd been going round and round in circles with my choices. And this playlist in particular, I think there were only two maybe that I wouldn't have considered picking. So the Bangles track, I'm not a big fan of that track.
No.
And although it's not a bad song, it's not really on the same level as the Big Country, Fields of Fire. But all of the rest, have got in my mind anyway, have got a merit of some variety. And I think, I don't know, just maybe because I picked sorry, maybe because I picked Wonderful Life as my second choice, I wanted to pick a slightly more sort of upbeat track. But I could easily have picked the Beastie Boys, could easily have picked Belinda Carlisle, Take My Breath Away, and I've Had the Time of My Life. They're both sort of iconic 80s movies tracks, and, you know, massive sort of ballad style tunes. Interesting, we didn't pick those.
I think I would have had as an honourable mention Eco Eco. Just, I don't know, I've never knowingly known that song existed, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you who sang it, what the name of the song was, had it come on the radio.
Yeah.
But it was definitely just a song that I went, yeah, it's all right, actually.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to now go and find out more about their backstory, but it's a good song.
I don't necessarily think they were heavily prolific. They are my 3 picks, but it could easily have been any 3 of 8 from that list. So I'm really glad. So we've moved on. Beastie Boys. That's got 2. Belinda Carlisle got 2. Wonderful Life got 2.
That's all my 3 picks.
Whoop, whoop. Let's see how long that lasts. And so I picked Eco Eco. And Tom, what was your 3rd pick?
I had Take My Breath Away.
Okay, right. So both of those, unfortunately, missed out. So yeah, we have moved on from that playlist. Beastie Boys, You've Got to Fight for Your Right to Party. Belinda Carlisle, Heaven Is a Place on Earth. And Black, Wonderful Life. I think 3 good choices there. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps us out with the channel. And don't hesitate to get in touch if you have ideas for future content.